To braise brisket that will be both tender and moist, we start by salting the meat and letting it sit for 16 hours. Then by adding a braising liquid with pomegranate juice for bright color and sweetness to balance the meat's richness. To start, place a 4 to 5 pound beef brisket, fat side down, on a cutting board, and cut in half lengthwise with the grain. Using a paring knife or a metal skewer, poke each roast 20 times, pushing all the way through the roast. Flip the roasts and repeat on the second side. Sprinkle each roast evenly on all sides with 2½ teaspoons of salt. Wrap each roast in plastic wrap and refrigerate for at least 16 hours or up to 48 hours. Adjust the oven rack to the middle position and heat the oven to 325 degrees. Add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil to a large roasting pan and heat over medium heat until shimmering. Add 2 large chopped onions and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and cook, stirring frequently until the onions have started to soften and break down, 4 to 5 minutes. Add 6 minced garlic cloves and cook until fragrant, about 30 seconds. Add 4 minced anchovy fillets, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, 1 tablespoon of ground cumin, 1½ teaspoons of ground cardamom, 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and stir to combine. Add a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour and cook, stirring constantly until the onions are evenly coated and the flour begins to stick to the pan, about 2 minutes. Add 2 cups of pomegranate juice, 1½ cups of chicken broth, and 3 bay leaves, and stir to combine, scraping up any brown bits. Stir in 2 tablespoons of unflavored gelatin, increase the heat to medium-high heat, and bring to a boil. Unwrap the roasts and place in the roasting pan. Cover the pan tightly with aluminum foil, transfer to the oven, and cook until the meat registers 180 to 185 degrees at the center, about 1½ hours. Reduce the oven temperature to 250 degrees and continue to cook until a fork slips easily in and out of the meat, 2 to 2½ hours longer. Transfer the roast to a baking sheet and wrap the sheet tightly in foil. Strain the braising liquid through a fine mesh strainer set over a large bowl, pressing on the solids to extract as much liquid as possible, then discard the solids. Let the liquid settle for 10 minutes. Using a wide, shallow spoon, skim the fat from the surface and discard. Wipe the roasting pan clean with paper towels and return the liquid to the pan. Increase the oven temperature to 400 degrees. Return the pan to the oven and cook, stirring occasionally, until the liquid is reduced by about 1/3, 30 to 40 minutes. Remove the pan from the oven and use a wooden spoon to draw the liquid up the sides of the pan and scrape any brown bits around the edges of the pan into the liquid. Transfer the roasts to a carving board and slice against the grain 1/4 inch thick. Transfer to a wide serving platter. Season the sauce with salt and pepper and pour over the brisket. Tent the platter with foil and let it stand for 5 to 10 minutes to warm the brisket through. Sprinkle with 1 cup of pomegranate seeds and 3 tablespoons of chopped cilantro and serve.